When you think about the word allyship, Alyssa, what comes to mind? What does that mean to you?
To me, allyship means being a person who is willing and able to speak up for yourself or for others who are maybe not in a position of power or maybe in a minority situation, whether that's in the workplace or even personally, and making sure that those people have a voice and, a seat at the table.
There are not as many women in positions of leadership in organizations as there are men still to this day. What are some of your thoughts about that as someone who's evolving and growing in your career as a leader?
Yeah, I think that it's something that I like to think about often is the metaphor of handing the microphone to someone, especially in our industry where we are, professional speakers in front of people. Being an ally really means being able to identify who doesn't get the microphone as much and not just speaking for that person, but physically handing them that microphone and saying, we want to hear what you have to say and we want to hear your ideas.
Such a great example, and I think that it's so easy for us to do if we're thinking about it every day. And I know we talk a lot about how small steps can make a big difference.
Yeah.
Are there some examples for you of small steps people have taken or you have taken where you feel like this is allyship in action and it's making a difference?
Yeah, I think honestly, when in our roles again, in terms of being a female speaker, I see a lot of allyship happening between myself and my teammates. Latrell, who I work very closely with, he and I try to be really strong allies for each other in terms of giving each other the space to really shine and bring our own ideas, given our different perspectives, him being a black man, me being an Asian female, and kind of bringing our perspectives into every situation, every job that we're doing.
If someone wants to become a better ally or more of an ally in their professional or personal lives, do you have some recommendations or guidance of other things they can do to be an ally?
I think one really great rule of thumb is to listen to what other people have to say. Allyship doesn't always necessarily mean you have to be the one to speak on behalf of someone. I think, like I said, it's really important to listen to what other people have to say or what their needs are and see how you can help support that. I think so listening is really step number one.
One of the other things that we've been talking about in our programs is this concept of continuing education and what can each of us do as individuals in our families, in our companies and organizations to learn more about other people who are different from ourselves, to broaden our perspective or to have more exposure to cultures, to language, to music. I think about some of the teams that we've trained at Kohl's Corporation, and I love when we hear about how they're using their affinity groups and their DE&I initiatives to funnel information throughout the organization to make decisions about how consumers might think. Have you had any opportunities or perspectives about broadening your education or exposing yourself to different people or cultures or teams, and how has that impacted you as a trainer or a person?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's, like I said, so important to, number one, be a listener, and number two, kind of diversify what it is that you're reading, listening to, paying attention to, who you surround yourself with, because the more open-minded we can be with each other, the better listeners we can be and the better allies we can be. I really like to think of allyship as more of a verb than a noun because it really takes that action piece on you, on the individual, to make sure that you are being a good ally for yourself and for others.
That's so important. And we really just encourage everyone to have allyship in the forefront of your mind as you're evolving as a leader and to continue to do things to listen, to learn, and to pass the microphone to other people.